right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the CoDAS round of 32. We're going to have Slayers TaeJa versus Slayers CoCa right now in a second here. One Slayers member is guaranteed to go to the round of 16, and another Slayers member is guaranteed to go to the final match to maybe also advance to the round of 16. It's going to be pretty cool.
And like you were saying earlier, Slayers CoCa is not very good at ZVT, and TaeJa is pretty good at TVZ. TaeJa's actually good at all matchups.
He's actually just really good. I was actually looking at earlier in TaeJa. He's played, I think there's been like 15 of those ICUP ESV tournaments so far in Korea. He's won 6 of them.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
So he's doing extremely well in those tournaments. Yeah, and got himself into CoDAS. Once he got into CoDA, he's just doing really, really well.
Yeah, he's just he's like an unstoppable force right now. I mean, he's been slowly but steadily rising up.
Yeah, very steadily. And I remember the only reason he got out of CoDA was Ganji did those really clever kind of rushes against him in TVT. So it takes a Slayers player to take out TaeJa, I guess. But so. We're gonna find out if CoCa can do that. As you can see there, when they played in... Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, wait. Was TaeJa on Next when they played? Maybe, or CoCa was on Next or something like that?
I guess that's possible.
That must
was back in May, yeah.
I was like, how did they play against each other in the team league? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think it was back. I think it was back. Yeah, right. CoCa was back on ZenX.
Both of these guys used to be on ZenX together at one time, so now they've both transitioned into a new team together.
They're teammates. They're teammates forever.
They're like a package. They're like those girls that like get chosen on the playground. Like, you can't pick me without picking the other one.
All right, we're gonna get into this game though. The winner gets to the round of 16. Who's gonna take that spot? Find out. All right, G-Skill Razor, you guys are awesome. And this guy's awesome too, he is.
Slayers CoCa.
There he is. Going to work on his keyboard. Although TaeJa has a cooler keyboard. And here is the man with the cool pastel keys on his keyboard.
Slayers TaeJa.
That little zoom in effect is actually the coolest thing ever.
I love that.
I want to point out real quick. Yesterday in CoDA, spoilers if you guys haven't seen CoDA from yesterday, all of the Slayers players advanced. And here we have today, both the Slayers players are in the final match. We could have like Slayers just like sweeping all their matches for a couple days.
Slayers did really well in the Super Tournament as well. It's another tournament that they, as a team, did well in the individual league. So this is not the first time, but you know, Slayers has been a team that's constantly improved. TaeJa going to be able to block this hatchery if he wants to, or actually this is the case of the drone blocking the command center, excuse me.
That's kind of interesting, and it looks like he might even set up a wall with his barracks next to it.
Yeah, this is a command center first.
This drone is being really harassy. Now that does mean that there's actually a gap there between the command center and the ramp, so maybe he has to put a depot there also. Oh, that says if he's very low on health. Oh, the drone is too, and the drone bites the dust.
Very true.
The SCV doesn't have to taste the dust.
Nope. He's going to go back and eat a sandwich on his lunch break.
That's right, man. He's going to have a tangerine like this one in front of me.
I'm like, what? And then I look down, there's actually a tangerine in front of you. You like pulled it out of thin air, just like made it appear?
What's that behind your ear, Wolf? Oh, look, it's a tangerine.
Like next time, can you have some like $1 million for lunch instead? I would appreciate that.
No, unfortunately.
I'd like to share that with you.
GOM doesn't quite pay us that much. There was a time when I thought I could win the lottery, and I bought some lottery tickets. I got over it pretty quick though. Anyway, so we have TaeJa getting his expansion up, his pool is up, he's got enough gas for the speed upgrade, and now he's starting to just mine a little bit of gas. He's only got 1 drone in gas right now, just to have a little extra. And yeah, he in fact was blocking that command center, since it's now he's floated over.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome if you could do that as Zerg, like the probe's like putting a pylon in your natural, you're like, dang it, I want to make a hatchery anyway, I'm gonna put it over here, and I can, like, Zerg buildings should be able to like pick up and like crawl across the map.
Yeah, I can't imagine how powerful that would be, man.
That'd be disgusting, but yes, it would be possible. Well, spine crawlers do it, you know.
You like walk the Ultralisk Cavern over and starts biting people because this is
This isn't Warcraft 3. You could have your Night Elf buildings attack enemy units and stuff. Or the creeps more often.
Well, we are going to see TaeJa go into 4 barracks here. Pretty common to see after Command Center first. Allows you to put a lot of pressure on your opponent. He's going to take out his neutral depot as well to help all this off.
That SCV will never return with those minerals. I reject your depot and replace it with my own. And Speed's about to finish. There it goes. Speed is now done for those Zerglings for CoCa. He is just droning up like crazy though. Macro hatch going down as well. Both players just powering up basically, getting racks and macro hatches.
TaeJa is, what his build is going to allow is for a lot of pressure. He is going to move out very soon here. He's going to rally the rest of his Marines forward to just continue to put pressure on his opponent's third base, maybe force a cancel if it's on the way, but CoCa smartly is just making a macro hatch, and he's running up like a madman. He is making a spine crawler as well because he knows that this might be the case. In fact, has he seen? Yeah, he's seen the 4 barracks, so he knows, okay, well, if I have an extra spine crawler here, it's going to really deter that pressure. Just having that one spine crawler, you can't kite the spine crawler, you can kite Zerglings, you can't like get in a better position on the spine crawler. If Marines are fighting a spine crawler, they're taking a lot of hits. That's just always going to be the case. Yeah. Unless you have medevacs, I guess. Then it's not always the case.
Yep, pretty much. And he's reached that point where he's got enough drones. He plants down a couple extra gas. He's going to start bringing in a lot of gas. And I like the double Evo chambers. That is really cool. Probably going to see him go for some Zergling upgrades. There's the melee weapons. Is he going to go for the Carapace as well? There's the Carapace. So this is a style that, you know, people call it kind of a Stefano style. Stefano's made it popular to get these really early upgrades for your Zerglings so that they're very powerful in the mid-game.
Yeah. Well, a scan does reveal that the lair was not yet started. Did see, you know, the macro hatchery as well, but not a ton of information gained by TaeJa with that scan. He does start a 3rd command center. He's powered up a lot of barracks. He's got a decent amount of Marines out, even making a few Marauders, but he's not decided to push out on the map. He wants to rather just use his force to help him secure his 3rd and then push out. Most likely when he has medevacs, his stem is also on the way. He wants to move out with that probably as well.
Yeah.
CoCa
and he's basically
mainling aggression, but that actually really surprises me, given that he knew there was a 4 barracks wall off.
Yeah,
that was weird.
And I like the addition of those Marauders because what do you get against mass Marines? You get some Banelings, and what do you get against Banelings? Well, Marauders are pretty good if you don't want to go for tanks.
He's actually just going to go for Banelings, man. He's like he canceled those, moved them somewhere else, and he's making them again.
Huh.
He did move some of his barracks, so there are...
Oh, you know what I think he might be wanting to do? Is kill the tech lab on that barracks because he thinks it's researching STEM, and he actually is going to cancel STEM. Both tech labs burned down.
Oh,
that was
so
actually
smart.
A really cool move.
That is so smart, man.
No STEM for TaeJa. His timing attack is kaput.
That was really cool because even though that wasn't really cost efficient to kill those tech labs in that way, it's so important to stop that STEM upgrade.
Yeah. If he'd gone a little bit earlier, in fact, and that's what he was trying to do, he could have gotten combat shields and STEM, but the combat shields did finish researching because he caught them the first time.
Well, in very CoCa fashion, he's got already a infestation pit. He's got pathogen glands on the way. An infestation pit. I can't believe this is a infestation pit.
I actually like doing that too. Like if people leave their add-ons on the outside of their wall, it's like, all right, easy pickings. But yeah, I mean, basically, if TaeJa knows that CoCa has Banelings, and you can't micro against Banelings without stim. So TaeJa is now stuck in his base for a while longer while CoCa gets his infestors and gets his 3rd. So that was actually a really, really important move for CoCa.
CoCa sees a lot with this overseer. He just sitting in the base. He saw the amount of barracks. He knew there are 4 more on the main. He knows that Starport has a reactor on it. He knows that he's going to be looking for drops in this case as well. Actually, to go ahead and prepare to attack the units that are going to deter the Zergling that's blocking his 3rd base as well. CoCa's actually supply blocked right now after losing some overlords.
Command center pilot's like, curse you! Zergling, I can't land on you. Doesn't actually make any sense, but one Zergling can stop a Command Center from landing, and a nice little drop coming over here for TaeJa. That's the thing, is he can't micro against Banelings, but he can lift up against Banelings. But there's Infestors in play. Will he? Oh, it's so close. He's targeting it down. He gets the hatchery and lifts up. Where's the Infestor? No, he didn't send the Infestor down there. I don't know why he didn't. I thought he was going to try and fungal that drop.
Well, he is getting those Infestors ready to do what looks like a timing attack on the third base of TaeJa.
Oh no, and TaeJa's moving out too. He's not behind his wall right now.
I think he's just going to go for the third base, though, where his units are headed, so that's one thing that's going right for him right now.
And here comes a lot of Zerglings. He targets down the Banelings with the tanks. Beautiful fungals, though. Getting all the Marines in the front. Is he going to get the ones in the back? Yes, he fungals the one in the back as well. Zerglings! So many Zerglings just rampaging all over TaeJa's base. And Zenix CoCa, now Slayer's CoCa, may take this game right here. That Baneling really wants those SCVs, and he's going to get it.
He is going to get them, man, and this looks like that is going to be about it. That Infestor drops Infested Terrans. Not the most cost-efficient engagement for CoCa, as those Zerglings are actually just running into SCVs, but now finally breaks through, killing a ton of SCVs.
Wow, and CoCa just with a million Zerglings completely overruns TaeJa's front, and he is not done yet. TaeJa looks like he's trying to stabilize, but CoCa will have none of it. He's just rallying Zerglings to the front, but I don't know if he can do that without Banelings to go with it, though.
Well, first of all, he's going to lose his hatchery if he doesn't cancel it right now, and he did not cancel it. So that's the second hatchery that's happened to. He actually missed TaeJa's forces that killed down and also killed another hatchery that did not cancel, so he lost 2 hatcheries that were being in production after losing the hatchery in the first place. So he's kind of in a bad way as far as that goes. And TaeJa did not lose his third command center.
That's true. You're actually right. TaeJa could stabilize because, like I said, CoCa was trying to send Zerglings to rally forward, but when there's enough Marines there, you can't just do it with the Zerglings alone. So for a second there, I thought it looked like CoCa was just going to win the game, but I forgot that CoCa's third was gone, and so he wasn't really ahead in that sense.
Well, you know, the worker count right now is 65 drones, so 37 SCVs. There are 52 Marines out, 1 Marauder and 3 siege tanks, but with 10 Infestors out, those Marines will melt.
Yeah, that's going to make him melt for sure. He's got 7 medevacs, so they can keep him alive for 1 fungal, but if he double fungals, it's going to be pretty crazy. It's interesting, I remember I was talking about it being kind of like a Stefano style, and I actually was reading a little bit of this interview that I think a French website or something did with Boxer. I don't remember the details of where it came from, but Boxer was talking about how the Stefano style, you know, Stefano's like early Zergling upgrade had inspired Koreans, and how he thought it was unusual because usually the Koreans aren't getting their inspiration from foreign players, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
And so if Boxer was talking about that, that may be where, you know, CoCa got this idea from.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
apparently
right now
it's something going on in the Slayer's house.
Right now it's 2-2 upgrades for CoCa to 2-2 is on its way for TaeJa. He's only got 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
Tons of Infestors out.
And here comes some more Zerglings. And it really is important to at least be even with Zerglings upgrades. If you have less upgrades than the Terran's bio, then your Zerglings just melt.
Huge flank here for CoCa!
Oh, wow. Tons of stuff going in. Fungals on everything. Infested Terrans going down as well to polish off the medevacs. They cannot heal him fast enough. And so much stuff goes down, but only Infestors left. Barely.
But again, TaeJa takes out that third base one more time.
Oh, wow. Nice.
But CoCa keeps alive the central base that he's been making.
And here's the other thing, though. CoCa didn't lose those Infestors in the battle. He still has them. They're going to recharge their energy. And that means that CoCa can continue making things like an Ultralisk Cavern with his gas instead of building a lot more Infestors.
That Zergling over there is going to be trouble for the Command Center pilot again. It's actually, I believe, the same pilot from earlier since you saved the Command Center and floated it.
It's true. Oh, it's burrowed.
Yeah, and in fact, he has to land
the orbital
to scan and then lift it again.
There it goes.
And unfortunately, he dropped about 4 mules before They landed the command center, so they had a long distance mine.
Oh, that was a hero Zergling, man.
Yeah, saved the day. Ultralisk Cavern and Spire on the way for TaeJa right now.
Interesting. I think
as well as +3 melee.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna make the Ultralisk Cavern and the Greater Spire. Wait, I don't even have a Spire yet. Never mind.
Well, chitinous plating on the way for these Ultras. These Infestors may unburrow and fungal, or actually he's gonna drop Infestor Terrans at the third base. Oh my goodness.
Over at the left side of the map, TaeJa's third base.
So many SCVs being taken out here.
Getting taken
and he
out
may
by
even get the
Infestants.
command center. Is he gonna get it?
Look at this Infestor over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Barely not.
Oh, and here's the major attack. CoCa loses his fourth and actually decides it's not worth it if he's going to lose his fourth and doesn't go in for the attack there.
He's always got
Smart
that other
move.
base mining, though. In this case, he lost the center base, but still has the right side base mining.
And yeah, there's chitinous plating is about to finish, as well as +3 melee weapons. He's going to have some sick Ultralisks very, very soon. And does he have the +3 armor as well on those?
No, not yet.
Okay, +2 armor.
Yeah, he hasn't started +3 just yet.
But still, that means they're going to have 4 armor because the chitinous plating gives a +2.
Yeah.
And that's going to be pretty good even against +3 Marines. Here comes the swarm of Zerglings taking out the tanks.
Oh, nice Fungal with that Infestor that was hidden. Dropping a bunch of Infested Terrans here for extra DPS as well.
I like that little move. Burrowing the Infestors so the tank couldn't take a pot shot at them. Greater Spires on the way, as well as 3 Ultralisks. And CoCa might lose his base again at the right. Nope.
He was ready. The Zerglings just have so many upgrades, it's just too hard to target that down. Well, TaeJa has a very large force he's moving around the left side of the map. Infestors, though, are going to come again to attack the third base of TaeJa, but since he had a missile turret there, he's able to spot the Infestors as they flew over, or burrowed over, I guess, like, moved over like sharks. I don't know what to say about how they moved.
They're sharking around, as Greytorp would say.
Yeah, sharking around.
And that is a ton of Ultralisks and Banelings and Zerglings and Infestors. That is a ridiculous Zerg army. CoCa's not yet maxed, though. But he's building some Corruptors. He's going to have an Ultra Infestor Broodlord army. That is actually going to be just disgusting.
But he's also going to have heavily upgraded lanes with those. Surprisingly, has not gotten adrenal glands.
Yeah, that is surprising, actually. Since he's
really-
so
really-
focused on Zerglings, you'd think he'd get it as soon as his hive was
it's
done.
really important to have that adrenal gland upgrade. Scans catches that Infestor following his army around. Huge Speedling counterattack, though, going to kill a lot of these SCVs.
And
But as all of those Zerglings are out of position, it's a good time for TaeJa to move forward and take out the hatchery here. The Greater Spire is also very close to this hatchery. The hatchery does fall, and the Greater Spire is about to be in siege tank range.
yeah, and the thing is TaeJa's been keeping down these bases so much that CoCa, that's why he's not maxed. He doesn't have the minerals for it. He actually doesn't have the minerals for Broodlords right now, so if he loses that Greater Spire, it'd be really, really bad.
A flank coming in here from CoCa. Well, maybe a little bit too soon.
This is so close. TaeJa
This is a really close
is
game, guys.
pushing into the third here. Oh, he's going to take out the third. Targets it down and lifts up.
That means now
Is he going to fungal, though?
No mining. He's long distance mining.
Yeah, CoCa's not mining at all. He's got to destroy this army of TaeJa's
But,
with what he has.
Again, TaeJa is not mining either. He's got burrowed Zerglings blocking both of his
true.
bases. Huge Banelings hitting those Marines there. Nice little burrow trap that was set up.
Nice.
And CoCa ahead in supply right now. Neither player mining.
Yeah, this is actually a little bit crazy. TaeJa's landed an extract.
Yeah, he landed that
from
to
his
drop
main.
some mules, but he's taking some hits on it. He's going to have to lift that up.
Oh, there it goes. I think that's the one from his main as well.
Yeah, and he actually has lost his command centers naturally. He
Look at
has
that.
2 command centers. He can't land either of them to scan to kill the Zerglings because if he lands them, the Zerglings will kill it. This is an interesting situation.
Whoa, but here comes Fungals on everything. The Ultralisk popping immediately to those +3 weapons. Marines, can the Banelings get close enough to land? Some of them do. Will the Ultra clean up? The 1 Ultra and the 3 Broodlords, 2 Broodlords managed to save the day.
The Queen is going to have to rescue those Broodlords. She might want to do some transfusing.
Wow. This is so insane. But now CoCa is distance mining. We just saw in the income tab, TaeJa actually has 0 mining at this moment.
He could actually scan now at this point because he's cleaned up the majority of those Zerglings. He can finally land those command centers, scan, kill the Zerglings. These Ultralists are way out of position. They've got to get out of there.
Can he fungal there? I don't know if he has enough for a fungal.
He does, and fungal he does, man. But he does not kill any of those Marines. He does not fungal twice. He may lose this Infestor. Does lose the Infestor. CoCa cannot afford to lose these right now.
Transfuses the Ultralisk at least to make sure it stays alive.
Right now, the worker count, though, guys, is 63 drones to 13 SCVs. So as soon as CoCa gets that mining base up, which it has just finished, he's going to have a decent economy. Remember, though, with mules, it's not going to be too bad for TaeJa, but, you know, TaeJa's got the stronger army right now.
Yeah. CoCa has all, like, 60 of his drones at that one base. His only mining base.
That's very true, man. He's got all 60 of them there.
That'd be a good spot for some siege tank fire or something, I guess.
Well, some Vikings are going to go and harass the expansion right now. There is no defense there.
There's a Zergling. That's enough to deter those Vikings.
Yeah, he's like, well, you're so oversaturated here that if I kill 6 and then leave or maybe lose my Vikings, it's definitely not worth it.
It's true.
Right now, the mining per minute is 1,300 for TaeJa to 800 for CoCa. Remember, TaeJa has double mules, even though he's mining from the patches that only have 6 patches in the center of the map.
Yeah,
that's how strong mules are, man.
He floated out his natural and his main to that 3rd base outside. This is really crazy. He just dropped like infinity mules. They're both solely oversaturated. Here comes possibly the final attack of the game, though. CoCa throwing his last bits of his army. Nice splitting by TaeJa. But it may not be enough. Marauders kiting those Ultralisks might be the decision-making of this battle.
Man, TaeJa might actually be able to win this game even though he's down 60 supply, but he has to contend with this final Ultralisk and the Broodlord. Are we watching Warcraft 3 or Starcraft 2 right now? I don't know.
And a few more Zerglings trailing in as well. CoCa's at 100 supply to TaeJa's 39. But CoCa has like 60 of that supply, 70 in
this is his
drones.
whole army right here. He's got to use these Zerglings. He's got to transfuse and use the Broodlord. This is crazy.
This is insane.
Nice positioning by TaeJa, hiding behind the minerals. The Viking doing some serious work on that Broodlord.
Queen's trying to kill the Viking. He does transfuse the Broodlord. Again, is he going to take out that Viking with his Queens? No, the Queens are going after the Marines. The Zerglings coming in from the side, though. There's a lot of Zerglings there. Not going to
really
be able
nice
to take
positioning
it.
by TaeJa.
Oh, he's got one fungal there. He's going to fungal and go with the Zerglings. No, he's going to fall back. He's going to fall back for now.
Remember, both command centers remain alive. Mules are all that TaeJa has to mine at this point. How many SCVs does TaeJa have? 0. He's only mining using mules at this point. But even though, guys, the supply is triple for CoCa, TaeJa has more income with his mules, man.
Why is CoCa not mining from another base?
He should be long distance mining from multiple
over like
bases.
24 drones on minerals. Actually, those other 40 drones could be long distance mining and be more effective.
Yeah, he should be long distance mining. Or, you know, he can't really save and get another hatchery, but if he could have, finally he decided to start long distance mining, but at the worst possible time.
Yeah, he could have gotten a lot more money out of it.
He's going to try to corner this force of TaeJa. Finally has a large enough army.
Oh, he has a nice large army, actually. He's going to defeat TaeJa's army here and probably take the game. This is the last stand for TaeJa. He's going to try and take out that base.
He's get away from the fungal.
Oh, is he going to fungal?
No! He does not fungal.
Why did he fungal that? Oh my gosh.
And that is it, man. No mining whatsoever from CoCa.
And is he attacking? He's going to go all in with all of his drones and all of his Zerglings and his Infestors.
But TaeJa's he's still got a decent army, and he's going to be holed up in his main where he's got a nice wall off.
This is insane.
He is actually going to land his command center to mine what few minerals he has left of his natural. In total there, I'm adding up the minerals, he's got about 500 minerals left there to mine.
Why does CoCa, did he send his drones back? Oh, he did send his drones back, okay. I was like, why is he not mining? He could distance mine with all like 60 of his drones and get a pretty good income. TaeJa has 0 income.
This actually showcases how much of a race Terran could be that could just like, oh, well, hold that thought, there's an infestor following this army.
Oh,
and it's a Baneling!
Oh, and there it is! The infestor's gonna pop up and fungal. Is he fungals the Medivacs? The infested Terrans go down, another fungal. One more should do it. Can he do it? The infested Terrans kill off the last of the Medivacs, and CoCa is now free to rampage over the rest of TaeJa's base. Those 4 Marauders will not be stopping anything today.
300 minerals now for CoCa. He can remake his hatchery.
Slayer's CoCa is going to go to the round of 16, and TaeJa, I think, just probably thinks that CoCa is more crippled than he actually is. There's the GG! TaeJa goes down, and CoCa...
Talk about a sick game.
...has slain his Slayer's teammate. That was absolutely insane. That was actually an insane game.
Well, it really goes to show, I was going to say this before that game ended, it really goes to show that if you're a good Terran, you can make ends meet with no SCVs.
Yeah.
If you fight in the right places, if you use that mobility of your dropships, you can make ends meet, man. And look at this, teammates, friends, brothers here. Being friendly to each other.
Yeah.
And TaeJa's not out of this yet. He's still got other opportunities.
That's the great thing for Slayers is even though one of them had to beat the other one, it's not like it's an elimination thing.
Yeah.
In this situation, TaeJa, who frankly I think has probably a better chance of winning a straight-up game against whoever comes out of the losers match, is going to be going down to that final match. So that was crazy, man. That was crazy.
Crazy indeed.
And he got to hand it to TaeJa. He did a superb job of shutting down CoCa's expansions consistently, constantly throughout the game.
He really did. And, you know, neither player was really mining. CoCa continuously had Zerglings burrowed. That's the
Tangerine I told you
earlier. But CoCa kept burrowing Zerglings underneath the Commanders. Then at one point, he only had 2 Commanders that couldn't really land because they were surrounded by units, and he couldn't scan to kill the units that were blocking them from landing. It was like a nerve-wracking situation.
Yeah, and I think he got a little bit like thrown off there. He was like too stressed.
Yeah, he's like, what
exactly.
do I do? He actually could have if he just like moved his forces forward and then cleaned up the Zerglings, he would have been fine. But he was like, he was freaking out. He didn't know what to do. He's like, and he wasn't mining at all for a time.
It's one of those, I mean, sometimes you get to a late game situation where it's just so desperate. You're trying to do like all kinds of things at once that it's hard to take the time to like clear out those Zerglings in the top left when you're trying to kill his base in the bottom right. So TaeJa just kind of choked a little bit there. But we're going to
cover your eyes here because these are not losers. Don't look at that over there on the left side. None of these guys are losers. They're both awesome guys. Nada, the most consistent Starcraft pro gamer of all time. And Oz, the new wizard. He followed the Yellow Brick Road here. And
that's right, man. He followed the Yellow Brick Road.
He's not going to be buying any lollipops from the Lollipop Guild. He's wearing the ruby slippers, man.
Well, you know what? One of these 2 players is going to be going down to Code A. We're going to find out in just a moment who it's going to be here at the GSL Code S.